wrong, what is that? How is that you were able to recover from it, or how did you change?
Yeah, I used to bookmark the questions that I did wrong during my practice sessions, and I used to always read the explanation for my incorrect answers. And all the questions that I have bookmarked during weekend, I used to go through those questions.
Okay, during the weekends, you used to go through that question one by one.
Yeah, that I have bookmarked all the questions that I have done wrong during my practice sessions.
Okay, okay. Now, also, I think add on this one more difficulty area that you had mentioned was the text completion question. Now, what was the primary challenge that you had with respect to triple blank question?
Like, and mostly what happened in triple blank with me, that I used to do two blanks. I used to fill the correct answer, and one was, most of the time, one blank was incorrect. So this is a problem that I faced a lot. That, and I used to follow the same strategy of like bookmarking the question and going through them during the weekends. And also, you need a strong vocabulary to do these kind of questions. And I also used to check whether the sentence is grammatically correct or not after filling the word.
Okay, I think that's kind of a checklist here. So grammatically speaking, that's one thing you have to check after you answer the question. Rich vocabulary to solve them will be the second approach towards that. These two is very important when you approach a GRE verbal. Now, the next thing, I think a much more important thing I have a question for you is the quant section. Now, before that, a lot of audience here have mentioned that they not yet got the link. So guys, if you've not yet got the link, just type in link in the chat box. The link for article that our guest shared now is available in the chat box. If you've not yet got, type in link. I'll just share that again with you. These are some important articles that you have to cover when you're preparing for GRE. And like our guest suggested, going through a broader range of articles. Don't cover only on one genre. Try to apply multiple genres, because GRE is not just going to be easy essays. It's not going to be one sports article that you read, which you do with passion. It's also going to be literature. It's going to be about history. There are a lot of varieties there. Now, I think most of them have got the link now. I think more over. Apart from Al Daily, what other link did you want to share, Chetan? I think that's the question audience have here.
The Guardian.
Okay. Can you spell it out for me?
The Guardian.
Oh, the Guardian. Okay, the Guardian. Yes, I'll just share that. The Guardian. Yes. Here you go. All right. So this, again, I've shared it with all. You can just read through these articles.
These two websites are free. And you can also read from New York Times. Only a few articles are free in New York Times.
Few articles from New York Times. Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Only a few are free from.
Okay. Right. So the next thing as we move forward is your quant score, which I think is a 164 in quant, kind of makes the cut even for the top 20 universities if you look at only masters in particular, right? Now, for 164 in quant, what, rather than covering the generals of quant, in specific, if I asked you, what were the difficulty areas that you had?
The difficulty I faced the most was to permutations and combinations and probability, and also in geometry, the level 5 questions of geometry, which require a subjective approach or which had a lot of steps in it. So these were the difficulties that I faced.
Okay, these were the primary difficulties that you had. Now, let me ask the audience, guys, with respect to GRE Quant, what were the popular or the most difficult areas that you have? Do you agree with the fact that our guest also found that permutations, combinations, he found difficult? Sanat agrees with you, saying permutations and combinations. Sishir says probability. Okay, geometry says Jyotsna. Permutations, probability, yes, I agree. Same as the case is Darshan. I think we have got the right place, Chetan. I think almost each one of them have agreed with you that these two are the most difficult areas when it comes to GRE Quant. So I was just wondering, would it be possible for you to give us a question and we can solve that question today?
Yes, sir.
All right. Guys, this is the fun part of guest seminars. We're going to have a question on the today, and it's a level 4 question. It's not going to be easy. How many of you are up for the challenge now and probably participate and get the question right? How many of you are very eager to do that? Wow, a lot of me coming in. Wonderful, wonderful. Some of you have said no. Don't worry, just give it a shot and see what is possible. So the question is on your screen right now. So without giving any hint, Chetan, can you just take us to the question and let's see what the audience answers come up with. We'll give them 2 minutes. Just read the question out for us.
A box contains 12 electrical bulbs, of which 4 are defective. If 3 bulbs are selected at random, what is the probability that at least 2 bulbs are defective?
Wow, I'm taken back to my 11th mathematics right now, but I think this kind of is pretty good. Probability is a good way to start. So guys in the audience, just read the question. It's very simple. The 12 electric bulbs, of which 4 are defective, and you choose 3 at random. What is the probability that at least 2 bulbs are defective? This is a level 4 question, if I'm not wrong. It would take about 2 minutes to solve if you're ready for GRE. So let's see who is able to get the right answer here. So 1 by 4, 1 by 4, 13 by 55, 11 by 55, 11 by 55, 11 by 12. I think we got all the answers already in the first 6 attempts. 1 by 4, 1 by 4, 1 by 4, 1 by 4. I think that's a very popular answer. 13 by 55 is also a couple of them have got it right. 11 by 12, a couple of them have got it right. Okay. Let's see, guys. I want all of you to take a guess here and tell me what could be the right answer. Starting from Tanishk, Syed, Vivish, Vishnupriya, I think Toru, Hemant, Gaurav, Jaya. Just open the chat box, type in, let me know what do you think is the right answer for this particular question. Our guest here, Chetan, will take us through the solution and let us know how he was able to get it right. And also the concept of feedback, how does it come in handy? So D, 1 by 4, 13 by 55, 1 by 4, 1 by 4. Okay, a lot of answers here. So guys, shall we go ahead and ask our guest, how do you solve this question and how he was able to get it right? Okay, wonderful. Hemant says yes. Sure says Lavanya. Yes says Vikram. Wonderful, guys. So Chetan, can you take us through this for this particular question?
Sure, sir. So we are given that there are 12 bulbs, out of which 4 are defective. So we need to select 3 bulbs at random. So first of all, you will have to find the total number of ways in which the 3 bulbs can be selected. So that means 12 C3. So you have, out of 12, you have to select 3 bulbs. So you use a C here, combination. So this gives you a 220. So from here you can tell that 3 bulbs from be selected in 220 ways. So it is also given that 4 bulbs are defective. So we need to choose at least 2 bulbs which are defective. So you have to select. So you have two things you have to take care about, that you can either select 2 defective bulbs or you can select 3 defective bulbs here. So when we select 2 defective and 1 non bulbs, so this can be chosen in 4C2 multiplied by 8C1 ways. So since there is and between 2 defective and non-defective, 1 non-defective, so we are using multiplication here. So that's why we do 4C2 multiplied by 8C1 here. And similarly, when we choose all the 3 bulbs as defective, it can be just 3 multiplied by 8C0 ways. Like out of 4, you are selecting 3 defective bulbs, and out of 8 non-defective bulbs, you are selecting 0 defective bulbs. So and since we have OR between the 2 defective bulbs or 3 defective bulbs, we will add both the possibilities here. So 4C2 multiplied by 8C1 plus, that is OR, 4C3 multiplied by 8C0. So this gives you 52 number of ways to select the bulbs in which at least 2 bulbs are defective. So at least means at least 2 defective bulbs or 3 defective bulbs. So the probability is of at least 2 defective bulbs will be 52 divided by 220. So this gives you 13 by 55, which is the correct answer.
Wow, I think that kind of puts things in perspective. Guys, now do you understand, for the guys who got 1 by 4 or the other answers? I think Rajashri is very excited. Yay, I got it right. Abhishek says I got it right. Quite a lot of enthusiastic audience. That's good to see. For the other guys, think now you might have understood how to get it right and what is important. But one thing I want to understand from you, from your side, Chetan, is that you have always mentioned that the concept of feedback that you get is something that really helped you. So, in a question like this, how would a feedback be in a GRE learning tracker?
So this was a feedback that I got after giving one of my mock tests. So my SFA was really helpful. So she just pointed out that what were my strong points were and what are my weak points here. So in the third paragraph you can see here, in regards to question types, all of them are your strong points, yet level 5 is a weak point you have to work on. So this is one of the things that my SFA pointed out, which I was unaware of. and
Hmm.
and I was taking a lot of time in level 5, the questions of level 4 and level 5. So I worked
Okay.
really hard on that,
All
and
right.
she used to motivate me a lot.
I think that kind of is a very additional boost that you get when it comes to preparing for questions like this. Now,
Hmm.
moving toward the next one is, of course, geometry. I think geometry is something not only us, everyone in the audience agreed with us and moved forward. Uh, Now, a couple of pointers from the GREH audience, from the students here. Anand Singh wants to know what was your score that you got in the final GREH full end test?
I think it was around 317 or 318.
317 or 80. Okay. Now, guys, we're gonna have a long Q&A session with our guest today, so don't worry about that. The next question we have in hand is quite a very interesting one. So, how many of you are up for solving a question geometry? Karan already said I'm depressed right now. I understand, Karan. Don't worry. Like I said, it's about getting the right feedbacks in. It's about getting out the right help in and just moving forward. So, I want the spirit to be up. Abhishek says, "Hell yeah, let's go to the next question." Ravi says, "I'm in." Okay, let's go to the next question and let our guest read out. Let's see how to approach this question. 2 minutes. Chetan can take us to the question.
Okay. So in the figure of a triangle below, F is the midpoint of the side CA, and BD is equals to M times of AB, M multiplied by AB. And it is also given that DE is parallel to AC. So compare the area of triangle ABE and triangle FBC in a ratio.
All right. So Himanshu has already given an answer. So does Prithvi. Okay. M is to 2, 2 is to M. Again, a variety is already in my screen. And Rajesh says, damn, that seems hard. Yes, Rajesh, that's a GRE level question. A level 5 one indeed. Jyotsna says 2M is to 1. M is to M plus 1. Okay. A mix of answers. So I'll give you, probably we can give them about a minute or so that they can
Yeah.
solve this. It's not a question that you can guess just by looking at it. It
Hmm.
does require you to go step by step, which our guest will indeed explain in detail. Abhishek Bamuria says, man, I don't even know where to start. I understand that, Abhishek. I think, like I said, the level 5 question in the learning tracker, which kind of would be on that level, we have to make you prepare for GRE. So M is to M plus 1, M is to M minus 1, 2 is to M, all three answers coming, Bhushan, Janvi, Sneha. 2M is to 1 says Himanshu, 2 is to M says Bhushan. Okay. Let's see more and more answers to M minus 1. Okay. Vijay says it's difficult. 2 is to M. Okay. All right. I think a lot of answers coming in here. That's fantastic, guys. So I think we can move forward from here on to the next part of today's webinar. I think Anand has said I can't even understand that. I think we can, without any further ado, we can just go ahead to the solution. So
Hmm.
can we look at the solution now, guys? Are you all with me? Can we ask our guest to take us through the solution now? Okay, yes, please. Okay, a lot of yes coming in. Okay, so Chetan, can you just take us through the solution here?
Okay. So first of all, I would like to say that in such kind of question, some geometry kind of question, you might have to redraw the whole whole diagram again, so that you might have to change it according to you, according to the question. So I think the answer starts from the previous slide. Uh,
I'll go to the next one.
okay, huh. Yeah. No, not this one.
Okay. I'll just show that. This is the first slide, right?
Huh.
Can you give me a slide number, Chetan?
Okay, I'll just check.
I'm on slide 23 now.
I think one slide is missing here.
Okay, so I think we just explain what it will
Okay.
take us through.
So, okay, I'll explain. So, first of all, in this kind of question, you have to redraw the diagram. Okay, I'll just go through. So you have just assume that you have rotated the diagram a little bit so that BC becomes the base of the triangle and A comes on the top. Uh, just rotate it a little bit clockwise. If you can draw it in a copy, that would be great. And you have from A a perpendicular line from A to BC, which comes somewhere in the before point E in the line segment BE, and you draw another perpendicular line from F that comes somewhat between EC, and assume that you named it as point Q. So first of all, you will have to find the area of the triangle. You name that perpendiculars H1 and H2 accordingly. The H1 perpendicular is perpendicular AP, and the H2 perpendicular is perpendicular FQ. Uh, are you getting that? Should I repeat this thing?
Guys, are you all with me so far? Are you able to understand what has been explained with respect to this question? So Sachin has said got it. Akshay has said got it. I think very few of them have not got it. We try to keep up with the pace. Yeah. Yes. So we can go ahead, Chetan.
Okay, just look at this diagram. So you have now two triangles: triangle ABC and triangle ABE and triangle BFC. So this is the triangle. These are the triangles that you have to find the ratio of the area of the triangle. So area ABE becomes half into BE into H1. So is that clear?
I think that clear, guys. Yeah, I think that's
area of triangle AB is half into BE into H1. Yeah.
Yes, go ahead.
Area of triangle BFC is half into BC into H2.
Okay, probably I draw this out here. It might be easier for them to read. I'll just try if I could do that. Okay, I think my tool is not working. Okay, all right. Is this triangle what you're talking about, right?
Yeah, BFC. The area of this triangle is half into BC into H2.
Okay, right.
So after coming to the next slide, so when we take the ratio of the area of both the triangles, both the halves are cut. They are divided and cut each other, and the ratio becomes BE into H1 divided by BC into H2.
Okay, all right.
I think this was in the previous slide.
Okay.
Previous one.
Previous one.
Okay. The one that was after the question. Yeah, this one. So the required ratio becomes BE by BC multiplied by H1 by H2. So here we need to find separately both the ratios, BE divided by BC and H1 divided by H2. Next slide.
Mm. Okay, right. So I'll go back to the last slide.
Yeah. So now we know that H1 and H2 are parallel, and we find out that the triangle APC and FQC are parallel. Sorry, they are similar by using the 3 by AAA similarity criteria, because angle A is equal to angle F corresponding angles, and angle P is equal to angle Q corresponding angles,
Okay.
and angle C is common to both the triangles.
Okay. All right.
So by using the property of the similar triangles, we have this ratio that AC by FCF is equal to AP by FQ is equal
Okay.
to H1 by H2.
Yeah.
Yeah, and from this we can derive that H1 by H2 equals AC by FC.
Hmm. That's 2 by 1.
And yeah, at point this becomes 2 by 1. So H1 by H2 is 2 by 1.
Okay. That 2m is to 1.
Yeah. So
All right.
from the equation second and third that we had earlier, so this becomes the ratio
Okay.
1 by 1.
I think that's quite a complicated question to be solved in one shot. I think
Yeah.
that kind of requires you to have multiple understanding and very clear. So,
Yeah.
guys, I understand most of you are quite confused right now. I think rather than doing this, how about we actually make a list of questions that Chetan finds this challenging and compile an ebook and probably share it with you guys? Would that be useful as popular questions, 4 to 5 questions from GRE Quant? Right? So Anand Singh says yes. Lavanya says, wow, a lot of yes coming in for that. So we'll definitely do that. Guys, so okay. Now Pavani has a slight of concern. She says, how many minutes do you take to solve an average level 5 question in the learning tracker of GRE Edge?
So it probably used to take 2.5 to 3 minutes for me.
2.5 to 3 minutes.
to
That's
solve
the
yeah, and that's a lot of time.
That's a lot of time indeed. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now I think we can move forward to the next part of the webinar, which I think is very important to get your tips for the fall aspirants here. There are a lot of fall 19 aspirants at this point of in today's webinar, and most of them would like to know your personal tip with respect to GRE preparation and planning the admission. So can you take us through your tips?
So yeah, sure. So to get a good GRE score, you have to make a good study schedule for yourself, and you have to stick to that schedule no matter what. And if somehow you lag behind, you have to cover up on the days when you have some extra time with yourselves. So for quants, you must you should not skip any topic to get a good quant score. And if you are in if you have studied maths in your 11th and 12th standard, then you have a quite good advantage, I think. So if you focus on the strong point, if you have a strong verbal, if you focus more on that, you can increase your score. And if you have a strong quant, if you're strong in quant and you focus more on quants, so that's somehow gonna improve your score. And also do focus on the weak areas that you have. And when you are preparing for GRE, you make sure that you are progressing each and every single day during your preparation. You're not on the same page on a new day. You should you should know that you have evolved somehow. Your skills have evolved somehow to solve the questions. You have somehow built the stamina for reading comprehension. You have somehow like learned few more words on every day. Like, so if you are just starting, you can start by learning 20 words every day, and after a week you increase it to 30 to 50 words. So this is somehow you can progress each and every single day of your preparation.
Okay. All right. So I hope that
And,
answers your question. We're going to jump to the Q&A session right now, a more
okay.
personal one with Chetan indeed. Honestly, I think honestly, I spoke. We actually discussed today at the with the SFAs that you had. In fact, Chetan, a lot of good tips were shared, and a message personally from them was the fact that your consistency in terms of the preparation and the
Hmm.
fact that you read all the feedbacks, whether it's right or wrong, was something that kind
Hmm.
of was really good to see. That's probably one of the
Hmm.
instrumental factors that it helps you keep improving your GRE preparation. That's a message from the SFAs in terms of congratulations ahead of your GRE journey. Now, before we move on to the Q&A session with Chetan, I want to understand this. So, guys, how many of you here now have some clarity on how to prepare for your GRE, and how many of you are very clear that in the next 45 days to 90 days, I would like to ensure that I get my preparation on, solve level 5 questions within the 2 minutes, just like Chetan do, and target a 320 at this